I realized my trust was completely misplaced the moment I saw my sister showing my private medical journals to her group of friends at the Sunday brunch table. I had shared those notes with her in a moment of absolute vulnerability, trusting her to keep my struggle with my diagnosis between us, while I figured out how to tell the rest of the family. I stood in the doorway of the sunroom, holding a tray of drinks, and watched as three strangers scrolled through my most terrified thoughts and laughed at the dramatic way I had described my symptoms. The betrayal felt like a cold blade sliding between my ribs, and the room seemed to tilt on its axis as the sound of their giggling filled the air. My sister Clara had always been the more outgoing one, the sibling who could talk her way into or out of anything. I had always admired her confidence, but I never realized that she viewed my private life as just more content for her social circle to consume. We had sat on my porch for hours last Tuesday while I cried, and told her how much I was struggling to keep it together. She had held my hand and promised that she would be my rock. Yet here she was, using my fear as a way to gain attention and play the role of the long-suffering sibling. It was a level of cruelty I didn't think she was capable of. One of her friends, a woman I had met only once before, said something about how I was always such a hypochondriac, and that the journal entries read like a bad soap opera script. Clara laughed and added that I just liked the attention, even though I hadn't told anyone else in the world what was happening to me. I felt the tray in my hands start to rattle, and a few drops of orange juice splashed onto the carpet. I wanted to turn around and run, but I knew that if I didn't face her now, she would keep doing this until there was nothing left of my privacy. I stepped into the room and cleared my throat, the sound sharp enough to make all four of them jump in their seats. Clara's face went from amused to horrified in a split second as she tried to hide the notebook under a silk napkin on the table. "Oh, hey, we were just talking about your great writing style," she stammered, her eyes darting around the room looking for an exit. I didn't say anything at first. I just set the tray down on the sideboard and walked over to the table. I picked up the napkin, took my journal back, and looked her straight in the eyes. "I didn't realize that my health was a comedy routine for you and your friends," I said, my voice surprisingly steady despite the roaring in my ears. Her friends started mumbling excuses and grabbing their purses, clearly realizing they had crossed a line they couldn't uncross. Once they had scrambled out of the house, Clara tried to tell me that I was overreacting and that she was just trying to get some advice on how to help me. I told her that if she wanted to help me, she would have kept her mouth shut and respected the one thing I asked of her. I realized in that moment that Clara didn't actually care about me. She cared about how my problems made her look like a saint for dealing with them. I walked her to the front door and told her that I didn't want her in my house or my life until I could trust her again, which might be never. She tried to cry, but the tears looked as fake as the support she had offered me on the porch. I spent the rest of the afternoon sitting in my living room, staring at the journal and wondering how many other things she had shared behind my back. I ended up calling my doctor and a close friend I should have trusted from the start, and the support I received from them was genuine and quiet. I haven't spoken to Clara in 3 months, and while our parents keep trying to get us to reconcile for the sake of the family, I